So anyway, I already updated my portfolio website and I just adding this really cool 3D asset in here. As you can see, I can just drag like this. Look pretty nice, right? To implement that, it's just really simple. So I get the asset from this Pixabay. And of course, you can grab the asset from anywhere on the internet, or you can just create it your own. And to implement that, I'm using the Canvas UI basically. And the component that available in here is pretty cool. So let's click the browse component. Let's take a look at this one right here. This is basically that I use. If you take a look on the bottom right here, there is a control button. If I click that, and I can do whatever I want in here. Like for example, this one, I'm gonna click disable, and here you go, right? This is what we get. We can add the scroll zoom to true, and if I zoom like this, it works basically. And there's other component. It's also beautiful. As you can see, this bubble in here, right? As you can see, this grid in here, and etc. And basically, we're gonna try to using OpenCode for this video. And I already connect my Open Router to this OpenCode. To connect that is pretty simple. You can just click / then connect, then search for Open Router. Then you can just paste the API key. And of course, you can generate the API key from the Open Router in here, right? This get API key right here. And now you can use any model that available on the Open Router basically. Great. So now let's take a look how we can implement that. First, we are going to try to install that. So the installation is basically pretty simple. You can do that with CLI or you can do that manually, but I like to using with MCP basically. So how we do that? So basically first we have to initialize setcn first and install the setcn MCP. So I'm going to copy this one here, then go back to my OpenCode. Then in here, I'm going to say set up this just like that, right? It's fine. So hit enter. Let's take a look at the result. As you can see, we get the question, which MCP client are you using? Of course, I'm using OpenCode now. Then just hit enter. And now we can adding this registry basically. So I'm going to copy that object, then just say add this, just like that. So now I like to create the demo landing page. I'm going to paste this prompt. This is just really simple prompt that basically asking the AI to tell the AI to create just landing page. All right, this is done. So let's take a look at the result on the browser. Then as you can see, it's basically create like a canvas landing page in here. And I think it's fine. Now let's try to implement the ASCII object. This is basically the first component that available on the list. And this is look really good. So I'm going to copy all of those. Just copy for AI, copy prompt, then just paste that here. Just like that. So hit enter and hopefully now it should be clone the component, right? The component using this command here. Then also install the dependency. Then this is basically the code. Right, so let's just wait until this is done. All right, this is done. As you can see, it already cloned the canvas UI / ASCII object.tsx. We can see this is the component basically. Then also some dependency is already installed as well. So now let's try to implement that and just render that on the home in here, right? So this is my prompt. Implement the canvas UI ASCII object I just added to the project. Add it to the existing landing page in a suitable section. Keep the current design and structure in tag. I'm going to copy that, then just paste that running. Here we go. All right, this is done. So let's take a look at the result on the browser. Then as you can see, guys, this is basically the ASCII object. Look really nice. I can hover like this, right? This just grab just a random 3D. So let's take a look on the public. So we can see the asset in here. Hero shape, this one in here. Yeah, this is basically SVG. And it can be rendered SVG to 3D, something like this. Look really nice. So let's take a look at the components so we can see what's happening. The hero and hero is basically should be rendered that ASCII object. So this is basically the component. As you can see, the source is come from the SVG in here. So basically you can render SVG or just whatever you want. And then anyway, you can also set the ASCII to false. As you can see here, I can setting that to false like this. It basically should look like that. So let's try to do that here. I'm going to say ASCII and I'm going to setting that to false. Save. Then let's take a look at the result. Here we go. Really nice, right? Just amazing. So of course you can put any 3D asset that you want. For example, let me try to do that with this one in here. or yeah, this one here. I'm gonna click that and let's try to download. Free download here, just click that. After the progress download done, I just put the file in here. As you can see, this is the file 3D, for example, and as you can see, this is GLB. Now I can go back to the hero and change that to the file like asset/3d.glb, right? Save that. Let's take a look at the result here. I'm gonna go back. Then as you can see, right, just render look like that. It pretty nice, and how simple to implement that. You can put the ASCII to true. You can just remove that because by default this is going to be true. You can refresh and it's look like that. Okay, nice. You can also increase the cell size and the contrast, whatever you want, right? The scale in here 3.5, you can do that like 3, for example. It's more small, of course, and etc. And the zoom, I don't know how to say that, like zoom maybe. Yeah, the zoom, you can setting that to true. To true, that means if I scroll, it should be zoom in like this, like pretty cool. Okay, it works. Okay, so now let's try to implement another component. Of course, you can try all of this. I'm gonna say maybe this bubble here, right? This is look pretty nice, and I can just copy all of that. Just copy that here, copy prompt. Then I'm gonna paste that to my OpenCode in here. So this basically will do installation. This one in here, right? Just running this one. Then that's it, I think. And as you can see in here, npx session, and let us add canvas UI/bubble react, right? All right, this is done. It's already cloned that component. So we can see that into the canvas UI/bubble, right? This is the component. Now let's try to implement that. So basically my prompt is this one here. Implement the canvas UI bubble component I just added. Add it to the landing page and suitable place without changing the existing design. So just copy that, then running. And of course, you can say specific place that you want to implement, like the ASCII object, right? You can say like specific place, maybe on the hero, on footer, whatever the place that you want. As you can see, it say the bubble component is already implemented. I go back in here and try to refresh, nothing render, but as you can see on here, it already implement. It's wrapping the entire hero section. It just render into the hero section, but we know that the hero section now also not render. I'm not sure. Let's go back to page, and this is the hero section. I'm not sure. So let's just fix that. My prompt to fix that is simple. The hero section not render, please fix it. Also the bubble implement to all page. All right, this is done. So let's take a look at the result. And as you can see, guys, it implement the bubble, look really cool. And also here the ASCII object as well, right? That's really nice. And of course, you can go back to the home, and as you can see, you can increase the size or you can decrease the size, whatever you want to do. For example, 10, then as you can see, it's more smaller, maybe 5, save, and here we go, right? It's more smaller right now. And also I'm going to try to push the code and try to deploy that on Vercel so you can see the result live. So my prompt is create new public GitHub and push the code. Just that's it. All right, as you can see, it already created the Canvas UI demo repository. Let's try to typing on search, and hopefully, yeah, here we go, right? 1 minute ago, click import, then deploy. That's it. All right, this is done. So let's take a look at the result. I'm gonna click that, and it's look like this because I'm not yet committed. My bad. Commit and push, right? And it's basically will push that code and automatically also update the UI. All right, this is done. So let's take a look on the Vercel. Then as you can see, it already updated that. Let's take a look in here. I'm going to refresh. Then here we go. It also works on production. That's really cool. As you can see, this bubble here and also the object in here is look pretty nice, right?